With the Delta variant on the rise and hospitals again filling with patients, some top-level Republicans are stepping out to urge that holdouts get vaccinated.
The unvaccinated are driving infections in hotspots from coast to coast now, and it now accounts for a reported 99.5% of COVID deaths. The U.S. is now averaging more than 1,000 new infections every hour. Several leading Republicans are pleading for folks to roll up their sleeves.
These shots need to get in everybody's arm as rapidly as possible.
It's safe and effective. I took it and I wanted to show the picture to just encourage people.
New York City's mayor is now requiring all employees at city-run hospitals to get vaccinated or take weekly COVID tests. San Francisco is also mandating vaccines for all city workers. The increasing dominance of the Delta variant has health officials pretty concerned, and a new study is also raising questions for those who received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Yeah, the exact amount of protection that vaccine offers against this new variant is still not clear. Dr. Frank McGeorge is here, though, to explain the newest development. Doc?
Yeah, Kim and Jason. So if you received the Pfizer and Moderna mRNA vaccines, current information is that you will be reasonably well protected against the Delta variant. In fact, one study found an 88% efficacy against Delta, only a modest decrease compared to the original efficacy of 95%. There's also excellent protection against severe disease that would require hospitalization. But the most current data for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, it's not as reassuring. A new unpublished study from researchers at NYU looked at the neutralizing antibody response against the Delta variant in people who received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Neutralizing antibodies are the type that are most effective at stopping the infection. They found the Johnson & Johnson vaccine was less effective at producing neutralizing antibodies against the Delta variant, and they believe it could result in decreased protection. Now, while this result isn't reassuring, it's based on a blood test that only measures one part of a person's immune response. The immune system can protect us in ways that don't rely on the antibodies being measured, and it's possible that studies of actual infection rates in people might find a better level of protection or continued protection against severe disease. It's also important to note that prior research released by Johnson & Johnson found that the vaccine did produce significant neutralizing antibodies to the Delta variant and that they further increased over time. Now, of course, the real answer that people who received the J&J shot just want to know is, how well are they protected? And unfortunately, because there is conflicting data right now, I don't think we can say with certainty. Now, one thing that the authors of the latest study did suggest is that a booster shot of either the J&J vaccine or one of the mRNA vaccines might actually be helpful to increase protection against the variants.
Yeah, and talking about those studies, Doc, are there any studies that say that a booster might actually help?
Well, you know, Kim, there is actually some information looking at people who received the J&J shot and then either had a second J&J shot or one of the mRNA vaccines. In fact, both groups did see an increase in their antibody response. Unfortunately, at this time, there is no official recommendation for a booster shot, and federal health officials have said they just need more data before making any kind of recommendation.
Yeah. Well, if anything changes, we know you'll let us know, as you have for the past year and a half almost. Dr. McGeorge, we appreciate it.
Meantime, the CDC has announced the U.S. life expectancy has dropped by about a year and a half. The agency says the drop is mainly due to COVID-19. It estimates people born in 2020 will live for a little more than 77 years on average. The lifespan is lower for men than it is for women. More than 3.3 million Americans died last year, a record in U.S. history. COVID was responsible for 11% of those deaths.